All right, good morning. Saturday, it's about 10ish, something like that. Nice weather out right now, but supposed to get rain tonight around 8 and all the way up until early tomorrow morning. That's pretty cool though. Nighttime, I'm already inside. So look what we got here. This was delivered Thursday while we were down there working on some concrete. Is my door piece, and it looks like it's the right one. See, it go like this, facing out towards me. Looks like the right one. So, got my coffee. I got my CNI glasses. Now all I gotta do is remember the sockets, which I don't remember. So I'll have to start all over from scratch with that. Let's get started. You got your window switch. It's the connectors right here. All this just pops off. All of it pops off. I took a little control screwdriver, popped it off there. You got that one. You've got this cover that goes here. Same thing, it pops off. You got these two covers up here. Up here, they pop off. I got them sitting here, but I don't want to dig them out. And then, if I've still got it here, I may have to go get it. I probably have to go get it. There's a flat bar. I bought a little flat bar and stuck it in between here. I'll go get it. I'll go get it and show you. Well, no, I don't have to. You just pull kind of hard. It is kind of difficult to get it off there. You feel like you're going to break it, or I did. And then this wraps over the window cutout, I guess you can say. Pull up on it and it comes off. Now they show you in the video about taking this cable loose. I didn't bother taking it loose. I probably should have got something supported here, but I didn't. That way it's sitting there. I may do that here in a second. Then you pull this soundproofing, I guess supposed to be, off or back. You're supposed to take, they took it off. I'm just letting it do whatever it's going to do. And there's your piece. I have mine propped up with this piece of wood. So now I got to go get my tape and retape this window so it doesn't fall down when I take the part loose. The screw here you don't really have to take all the way out. Kind of helps you when you put it back in. And move that camera back a little bit. Whoa. There we go. This is kind of a weird spot to be doing this. Hardest part is when you go to take this out. We'll see here in a second. You have to get it just in the right spot. I'm going to reach up and hold it because what's wrong with this regulator is the cable's broke. When I loosen this window up, it'll just fall down. Yeah. And they recommend you having the window mount about halfway whenever you're taking it out and putting it in. And you're supposed to take it all the way one side. If it's not sitting just right, it won't work. Tell you what I'm gonna try. Now, I'm trying putting it all the way in there. Break your window. There it is. That's supposed to be up a little bit. Alright. Got the old one out. Put the new one in. What I'm going to do now, before I put the new one in, I have to get that window mount about down to here. So you do that by plugging it in and just running it down. So let's figure out how I'm going to do this. Probably going to have to do it like that. Got it plugged in. Now I gotta temporarily put my switch in, and that goes in like that. I'm thinking, yeah. And I'll have to pop it back off. Now, turn my key on. Hold on a second. Let's see if that'll work. Alright, got it unplugged finally. Put it in, you put it up on the angle. And you bring it around. If I can find the holes. There's one. Uh-oh. That's not good. There it is. Well, oh, that's bent. That's not good. So I'm going to have to take that back out. Figures. Now I won't be able to get it back out. It went in there real smooth. There it is. I got a little modifying. If you can see it, this bracket, see how this one's bent going out? I'm just going to have to take my pliers and bend it back. Alright, I had to flare out this part a little bit more and then straighten these back out and test it out here. It looks like it's going to work. So let's try to put it back in again. See if it's going to work this time. Ooh. It has to be right in the right spot. There it is. or it will not work. There we go. And let me put the two nuts on here so it won't fall out. Now, this was the only thing I was worried about when I did order it. You know, is it going to match up? I had the right part number and everything, but you know, when you're ordering off, I'm an old person too, so when you're ordering off the internet, it kind of scares me. But I've already ordered a few things in the last video where I fixed my mower. Got that off the Amazons. Got this off the Amazons. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I still needed the guard for my belt on my mower. I got that. Let me go get my screw. I forgot to take my screw out. Alright, I got it in, mounted. I had to force it over just a little bit. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. So now I've got to turn my key on and ride this up so I can loosen both of these bolts, and hopefully it's going to line right up with my window. I can't stand that bell ringing, so I'm going to turn that back on for a minute. Now I got to loosen these up a little bit. Should be plenty. All right. I can barely see that window, so let me turn this bell back on. See what happens here. I believe that's all the way up. Let me check this out and then I'll get back to you. All right, let's see what this can do. Moment of truth. That is awesome. Okay, let me turn this bell back off and I'll kind of show you how to put this back on, or how I put it back on. All right, zip tied to this part of the motor. I'm just trying to keep it from flopping around and getting in the way of that steel cable. All right, so let's do the rest of it. All right, I'm gonna start by putting the installation back on. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta get this off. Can't see where it plugs in at. I mean, I seen where it plugged in. There it is. Alright. Because that needs to come all the way through here. Yeah. Alright, now. You can kind of see the pattern of where it was before. Once you get it up here. Obviously, it's probably not going to stick as good as it did. There it is. Put this down. I'm trying to keep that insulation from falling down while I'm being so careful. Don't know if that'll work. There, that's over top of there. Now, just gonna knock it on there. I got one here that's not lining up. Now, see if I can get that lined up before I. Whoop. You don't want to hear that, do you? You don't want to hear whoops. It was already on its way. Pull that out. I need to get that sucker over there a little bit. Or maybe the whole thing needs to go over. That's better. Alright, let me go get something here. Now, I'm going to get some screws started. Or try to. Mechanics make it look so easy on their videos. Could be because they've done a few hundred of them. Just a little guess there. Get these two screws back in there. I'm just wanting to get these started so I don't lose them again. Then I'm going to knock it back on. That one there is not connected yet. Alright. Now it is. Alright, get this last one started. They popped this handle off in the video I watched. There's a tab down here. You pull it down with a little, you get a little sharp hook, and then it releases that. I just decided just to do this here because I knew I was going to try to do it without taking that cable loose. I mean, the cable didn't look real difficult, but it was difficult enough. I said, I don't need to do that. Mechanics don't know what they're talking about. Now I can tighten it down. And it's nice to know how to get to these things too. Now I will tell you that when you go to take the panels off, the tabs just pull out. Now they're hard to get out, but that's for a purpose, so they don't jar around. All right, put this cover back on. Snaps on. This one here, which is, it's here. It's here, I promise. I promise. It is here. There it is. And I don't think there's a certain way on that. Maybe it is. Maybe that's it right there. Yeah. And all those just come off. This was a little bit harder, but they do come off. I have a little control screwdriver. I was able to get in there. Didn't want to use a knife because I didn't want to cut that accidentally. All right, now let me now we got the two covers. And by the way, this is the flat bar I was talking about. Got it at Lowe's for, I don't know, it was less than 10 bucks, probably 5 something, can't remember. And what you do is I'm trying to make sure my camera's seeing. There's just a few of them down through there. So you just work that in there, go down till you hit solid. There's one right there, and you can pry out on it. And you feel like you are gonna bust it, I'll give you that. But it came out. Just had to use a little force to it. All right, go back to what we were doing here. This one goes on this side, and these just snap on. One there. And see, does it have a top on it? Written there. Yeah, it goes like this. Snaps in here. And then snaps up here. There we go. Then I put the switch back on. And this switch I'm going to look at because it was not working. I don't know why yet. Alright, I'll see how to get that off there next time. Yeah. This also snaps in. Put it under there and then snap it down. So when you pry it up, you want to pry from here. Alright. That's it. I'm glad it worked out. Let me go get my receipt. I want to say that regulator part was 62 something with shipping. I believe it was 49. But let me go check that out so I can let you know. Okay, between that part, which was 49 something, and with shipping it was $60.49. And so at 60, let's just say 61 bucks there. I already had some tie wraps, but these you can buy a small pack like this for $3 and something. The white ones, you don't need the black ones. Black ones are weatherproof where it can be outside. This is going to be inside the door. And I bought a flat bar. If I remember right, it was $3.95 maybe. So just say close to 70 bucks. So you can imagine what it would cost to have that done somewhere. And a mechanic could do it even quicker than I did. What I just got through doing here in real time was about an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour. It may not even be that much for time for a mechanic. So you can see, just the point is, there's certain things you can tackle. There's a lot of stuff I won't mess with most of the motor I won't mess with, just where I'm not that experienced. I don't want to tear something else up. I have changed like coil packs and stuff like that before. But something like this, you don't want to try to get in a hurry anyway. Just take your time, like I did, watch videos. That really helped a lot. YouTube really comes in handy for that. So it's very easy to do. Just gotta have a little patience, which I have a hard time of sometimes. All right, on to the next thing. I've got a lot to do. I don't know how much more I'll get done on this video. Just a whole lot going on. I will start editing this video and I'll see where we're at on time. I'm trying to keep them not real long. Halfway working out. All right, on to the next.